Welcome to Nevermore Stories. Please take a moment to like, comment, and subscribe. Or really, I just would love a comment with your darkest joke. Alright, buckle up, folks. Let me take you on a wild ride through the chronicles of my romantic roller coaster. So, there I was, Michael, M28, a hopeful lad about to embark on a 2-year adventure to Berlin for what I thought was a once-in-a-lifetime dream job. Little did I know, life had other plans, and it all started with a text. Picture this: bags packed, dreams soaring, and then, bam! Stephanie, my college sweetheart, decided to hit me with a breakup text like it was a casual Wednesday. I was ready to conquer Europe, but the real challenge turned out to be surviving the emotional turbulence of a long-distance breakup. The worst part? Her Instagram was practically a highlight reel of her newfound freedom, and I was just the guy left in the dust. Ouch. Fast forward to my European escapades. Berlin, the city of techno and heartbreak, became my playground. What's a guy to do when he's faced with the ultimate betrayal? Well, become a Casanova, obviously. I navigated the dating scene like a pro, collecting stories and experiences like rare Pokémon. Each encounter was a lesson, a chance to understand what made people tick, and let me tell you, the European dating scene is a beast of its own. From the romantic streets of Paris to the lively pubs in Dublin, I retold my story to new faces each night and told myself I was just healing. The pain of the past transformed into a newfound confidence, and I became the protagonist of my own adventure. It was like I unlocked a dating achievement in the game of life. Now, let's shift gears back to the hometown drama. Stephanie, oh Stephanie, had taken a dark turn. The girl I once knew, driven by love and dreams, had become this money-seeking missile, low on morals and high on greed. Rumors of her exploits reached my ears, tales of a woman on a mission to climb the social ladder using any man in her path. I couldn't believe the whispers until I saw it for myself. Stephanie, once the beacon of innocence, was now a gold digger extraordinaire. It was like watching a train wreck in slow motion, and I was just glad I wasn't on that train anymore. Now, let's talk about my return. I planned to slip back into town like a ninja, but fate had different plans. The house I bought, a sleek modern haven with a pool that could rival a billionaire's paradise, became the talk of the town. Friends and family insisted on a welcome back bash, and against my better judgment, I caved. The invitations went out, the buzz grew, and Stephanie, like a moth to a flame, caught wind of the festivities. The prodigal son was making a comeback, and everyone wanted a front row seat to the spectacle. Now, let's dive into the grand finale, the pièce de résistance of the saga, the grand showdown. The anticipation hung in the air like mist on a winter morning. The party roared around us, but Stephanie and I stood in the eye of the storm, a storm of emotions, revelations, and the bitter taste of revenge. The build-up began weeks before the party. Stephanie had sniffed out the details, probably through the town gossip mill, and she was determined to make this reunion more than just a casual hello. Little did she know, I had my own plans, a script written in the ink of resilience and the paper of self-discovery. As the day of the party loomed closer, I could feel the tension growing like a storm gathering strength. Friends and family were placing bets on what would unfold, and even the weather seemed to echo the impending drama, with thunderstorms threatening to crash the extravaganza. Stephanie, in her misguided confidence, believed that the lavish setting and the memories we once shared would be enough to rekindle the flames. Oh, how wrong she was. The Michael she knew was long gone, replaced by a wiser, stronger version. The night arrived, and the party was a symphony of opulence. The poolside sparkled with fairy lights, and laughter cascaded through the air. I, however, was the eye of this glamorous storm, calm and collected, ready to face the tempest that was Stephanie. The moment of truth approached. I could see her weaving through the crowd, eyes gleaming with a mix of nostalgia and expectation. As she neared, I took a deep breath, summoning the strength of every lesson Berlin had taught me. "Stephanie," I said, my voice cutting through the ambient noise like a dagger. She turned, a smile playing on her lips, confident that this was her moment. Little did she know, it was a moment of reckoning. We stepped away from the crowd, the music fading into the background, leaving only the echoes of our shared history. I looked her in the eyes, not a trace of the vulnerability she once preyed upon reflected in mine. "Michael," she purred, reaching for my hand, a move that once would have disarmed me. "Not this time." I pulled away, a cold smile playing on my lips. "Stephanie, we need to talk." The air shifted, tension thickening as we walked to a quieter corner of the party. The moment had come, and the audience, sensing the impending drama, hushed to witness the spectacle. With each step, I could feel the weight of the past, the hurt, the betrayal, and the healing. We reached the secluded spot, and as I turned to face her, I could see the confusion in her eyes, a flicker of realization that this reunion might not unfold as she envisioned. "Michael, I've missed us," she said, her tone dripping with the sugary sweet nostalgia of our shared past. I chuckled, a sound devoid of the sentiment she expected. "Stephanie, there's no us to miss." "You made sure of that," I retorted, my words hitting her like a slap. Her composure wavered, but she tried to mask it with a forced smile. The next part was crucial, a masterstroke in this symphony of closure. I recounted the lessons Berlin had taught me, the relationships that shaped my newfound self, and the understanding that not all stories are meant to have a happy ending. "Michael, we can start fresh. Forget the past," she pleaded, a desperate note in her voice. I almost felt a pang of sympathy, almost. "Stephanie, the past is the foundation of the present. And our foundation is cracked, irreparably so," I declared, my words resonating with finality. Her eyes widened, and the reality of the situation crashed upon her. This wasn't the script she had envisioned. This was my story, and in it, she was just a passing chapter. "I've moved on, Stephanie. I've grown, learned, and become someone you could never fathom. You had your chance, and you lost it," I said, a fire in my eyes that mirrored the strength I found in my solitude. As the words hung in the air, the crowd around us hushed, sensing the climax of the narrative. Stephanie, once the puppeteer of my emotions, stood exposed, strings cut, a marionette with no stage left to dance upon. "And so, Stephanie, this is goodbye," I concluded, a chapter closing with the finality of a well-penned novel. The silence that followed was deafening. The party resumed its lively cadence, but for Stephanie, the music had stopped. She stumbled back into the festivities, a mere spectator in the grand performance of my life. The grand showdown had unfolded, and I stood victorious, having rewritten the ending to my story, leaving Stephanie to navigate the ruins of her own narrative. The cheers from friends were now applause for a protagonist who had reclaimed his narrative, and the storm clouds that threatened the celebration dispersed, revealing a sky painted with the hues of triumph. And that, my friends, is how I turned the tables, crushing the echoes of a past that once defined me, emerging from the wreckage with a newfound sense of self and a story that resonates far beyond the poolside extravagance of that memorable night. Cheers to closure, to growth, and to the unabashed thrill of penning one's own destiny.